Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
We've been on that for a little bit. Go ahead.
Great. Okay. Well,
Very informal.
welcome everyone to Hwaseong시. This is a city in Gyeonggi-do in Gyeonggi Province, sort of a suburb of Seoul, if you will. And the Little City History Museum here has a very special exhibit that was not really well advertised anywhere about a mid-Joseon officer whose grave was excavated in the course of highway building here and whose garments were, in my opinion, fairly well preserved. And that caused some really wonderful insight on mid-Joseon era clothing, and specifically the clothing worn by an officer, a high-ranking officer in Joseon. So they have here, unfortunately, we've already gone through, and what we found is that they haven't actually included the original garments, they've included reconstructions, but there's still a lot of really fascinating information about Joseon, about the military structure, about the clothing and what it means. And I'm very fortunate today to have one of the world's most renowned experts in historical Korean fashion here with me at this museum. Minji.
Hi.
This is Minji Kim. Many of you, of my followers, because I recommend all of her lectures that are online, many of you have seen her with the Korea Society and in other lectures that we have.
차량 등록. 제 차 번호가
It's okay.
등록해야
There's
돼요?
an issue with the
어떻게 해야
car, and so they're trying to figure. They're trying to figure that a car is parked in. So Minji will be coming back in a moment.
제 차량 등록을 해야 된다고.
여기 지금 안 돼?
아니에요. 네, 아니에요. 네, 저기 밑에 내려가서 여쭤보세요.
The microphone's still coming through. Do we have anyone yet? Yeah. Okay, so here we are. Was your car parked in?
In the parking lot, but she chose me for wrong person.
Oh, wrong
she
person.
thought I am the staff here.
Right. Oh. People always think I'm the staff at museums. For once, it's Minji who's the staff. Yes, not me. Okay, so yeah, the gentleman's it's just Chae-suk. Does he have? Is his name just Chae-suk? That's the only name they always give. That's his.
His last name is Chae and first name is Suk.
He's single name. Okay, yeah. So he's a member of the Tae clan, which, of course, for those of you who have ever been with me to Gyeongju, are familiar that they're one of the rich and powerful families in the Gyeongju region. So, but we're nowhere near Gyeongju. We're in Gyeonggi-do. So first off, we start off with how his grave was found. And it was found in the course of construction work. And these are pictures from the initial excavation process where they found the tombs and they opened them up. And, they recorded this. And when was the tomb excavated? I don't remember seeing when the tomb, did they say anywhere when the tomb was opened up? Was it 1994? Was that the first time they opened it up? There's a lot of information in this exhibit that's missing. I would like to point out. Takeda, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Have you shown the location of
so the map here, this shows you, this is kind of the northwest corner of South Korea.
So the highway, the name of the highway is Seohean Highway.
And they built it back in the, when did they build the highway? It's relatively recently. And unfortunately, there are graves all over Korea in places where roads never were. And now there are roads there. And so whenever they build new roads, they excavate.
It was excavated in 1994.
It was 1994.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I thought that was it. That was the first time they restored the garments, but they've re-restored them 2020 to 2022, which I thought was really great.
And the excavated garments are about 400 years old.
Right. So these are very venerable garments. And even though the signs all say they're in terrible shape, I thought they were looking pretty good for 400 years old.
Yeah.
When they said they're in bad shape, I expected a piece, right? Like I didn't expect a whole garment. So let's how did they know it was his grave? Oh.
That's so interesting.
Oh, that was a question.
No, that's me.
Oh, that's you. So
they can't see it because of the lights.
There's a couple of ways that we know that this was Chae-suk's grave. One is this genealogy report. And actually, Minji was saying that you have one for your family, or your father.
Oh,
Your father was emphasizing its importance.
My father emphasizes this is the grave site for
Right.
our family.
Right.
Yeah, whenever I visit my father, he takes me to the grave site and then, this is the place I'll be buried or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And they have these books.
Right, but instead of memory, some families have these genealogies which date back a very long time. This one was written in the 1930s for the Tae family, this particular branch of the Tae family, which is not all, there's many different cadet branches of each of the clans of Korea, right? This is just one of them. But what's interesting is that when they looked in this 1930 copy of the genealogy, they found Tae Suk's grave marked, in fact, because all of these genealogies mark all of the graves, all of the tombs going back generations. I don't know about you, but I can't trace my family's graves further back than 4 generations. Beyond that, we don't know where they were buried. I don't. Do you know where all of your family was buried going back hundreds of years? Yeah. So this is a really fascinating way of tracking history, right? Through tombs.
Yes.
We don't have this in the West. We don't have this kind of family memory. So this is a really valuable tool for history.
So this shows the tomb location,
Right.
and this shows the name of the person. So it's family genealogy that records the name of,
Every person
Everybody,
in the
yeah.
family, right?
mostly.
So many people in the West wish they had that.
Yeah, we wish we had records like this. We have to rely on baptism records. We have to know where the family lived and go to the church, and hopefully they have baptism records. And if they haven't burned up or been exploded in a war, right? We don't have. Some people have family Bibles. It's so variable in Western culture. It seems much more standardized in the Korean history records.
And I think,
Go on.
the late Joseon Jokbo, which is family history record that kept track of everybody's name, is pretty much forged in the late Joseon. However, some are correct, some have correct records. So it's really important to cross-check with family record,
Right.
with the name of the person buried in the tomb,
To make sure they're actually
to
the-
make sure that's the right person.
Oh, wow.
So
So when that's
this
true.
is really important record to verify the person's tomb.
Right, identity. So on the coffin, when they opened it, this is not his. Is this his name in Chinese characters? Or I mean, I know you can't read it.
This identifies his official title.
Okay.
So it says 가산대부 삼도 통제사 is his title in the government job.
Right.
Yeah.
So not his name at all, but his title. Yeah.
But and then his name as well. So his official title and his name follows after.
Right.
So it might be captain, right?
Yeah, right, right. So what I thought was interesting is that this man was not buried alone, nor was he buried with one woman. He was buried with 2 ladies who are identified as his wives, but we don't know if one was a wife and one was a concubine, or if he had so in Europe what happens is women sometimes die, right? Especially giving in childbirth. So often when we have a 3-way tomb like this, it's because one wife died and then he remarried. It's not because he had 2 wives at the same time. But we don't know whether it's a concubine and a wife, or a wife 1 and wife 2, right?
According to the caption, it only says both wives.
Got it.
So it didn't identify, the caption didn't identify which one is concubine and which one is wife. But I just assume both are wife,
Right.
according to the caption.
According to the caption, yeah, that's really fascinating. So one of the fun details about this grave is that they say that there were 75 garments. And what wasn't clear to me was that just 75 in his coffin alone, or was that kind of across altogether?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so just so everyone's clear, we're really only going to be looking today at his garments, and not all of them. 75 is a lot, so we'll be looking at a few of them. But I have not read anything about restoration work on the wives' garments. Anything that I've seen here hasn't said anything about the wives' garments, really, other than
Perhaps there must be the excavation report published already, and I believe there must have been other exhibition that showed the excavated garment before. So I will check more when I get back home. Yeah, I'll check more about the references.
Right. Yeah. That's what happens when you have an expert. She knows where to look for this stuff. So this exhibit is it's both fascinating and wonderful, and also slightly disappointing, because we have these amazing restored garments, and we have pictures of the originals, but we don't have the originals actually out on display, unfortunately. Yeah, that was a little disappointing. What are your initial thoughts about garments, the reproductions? What were your feelings when you saw the reproductions?
I think they reproduced pretty based on the accurate measurement and the material as close as the excavated one. But obviously you cannot have the exact material for the reconstruction. And they also followed the width of the pleats based on the excavated one. So I think, it's pretty accurate and well reconstructed. Yeah,
it's as someone who actually makes reconstructions, I've
even they found the same pattern. They reproduced the fabric with woven with the same pattern. So it's very impressive to have the same. They reconstructed the fabric. They started the fabric from the beginning, and then they followed all the measurement.
Yeah, I'm particularly. You were saying about the pleats. Because you can see and hear there's some uniqueness in the pleating, right? It starts flat, and then the pleats start, and they actually got those details included in the reconstruction, which I respect that eye for detail, for certain. One of the things that I love about this garment, other than it being full of fabric, we all know I love full fabric garments. It's a man's garment, and I wish men still dress this way. I think men's clothing these days is so boring. But what I really love is the detachable left sleeve. And for those who are wondering, the right sleeve is not detachable. It is only the left, which, according to the sign, was because this is a military officer who could shoot archery well, and he did. And so that left sleeve comes off so that he can actually draw the bow and not end up with sleeve getting tangled in the bow and the string and the arrow. Did you know that was a practice, that left sleeve is often detachable on a...
A lot of this piece is called chollik, and a lot of chollik artifacts have either only left side has detachable sleeve, or both sides, or only right side. So it varies
from owner to owner.
And it's obviously it's for practicality.
Right. Yes, it's funny. This is hypothetically an impractical garment, but it has little modifications to make it useful when needed, right? I like the idea of I want more sleeve, so I attach more sleeve. I don't need all the sleeve. I can detach the sleeve.
The reason they made the sleeve, the width of the sleeves very wide is to display their conspicuous consumption of fabric.
This is the Porsche of the fashion world. So you were telling me that the style, the silhouette, the tolik shape comes actually from Mongolia.
From late 14th century. So from 1350 onwards, Goryeo dynasty was influenced by a lot by the Mongol influence, and then a lot of garments and all kind of the lifestyle was adopted. They adopted the Mongol lifestyle in the late Goryeo dynasty, and then and at that time, Cholik was introduced in Goryeo people's dress culture, and then that persisted into Joseon dynasty. So this style is kind of mid to late Joseon. And then in the late Joseon dynasty, Cholik disappears.
I noticed that. It just goes away entirely. The earliest Cholik that I've seen was in the book that you helped edit and publish, the Dress History of Korea. There was one from the 14th century. Was it? It was one of the votive
yes. So that's very tiny Cholik.
It's a little itty bitty guy.
That has really tight sleeve width. And it had kind of tucked waist. Pretty wide waist, but it was tucked with horizontal stitch line.
To give it extra shape, probably. That was a really beautiful garment. So lovely. So the sleeves, because everyone always asks me, the sleeves. What is the function? No function. It's just conspicuous consumption. Removing the sleeve, that's function.
And some of this wide sleeve style has kind of, it's stitched at the edge. And then it leaves a little narrow hole only. So for the movements of your arm. So you mean it would actually just be like stitched all the way up until so just so your hand can kind of come through. About 20.
So I know a lot of when he has a not a tolik, but the garment underneath with the big sleeves. He has, and it's stitched up to there, and he uses it as a pocket. He puts things in his sleeves.
Actually, the wide sleeves functioned as a pocket for the office officials.
They did see you were doing. They were doing. Our boys all have Hanbok with that style of sleeve on them. They all pockets. But unfortunately, I think they put too much in it sometimes. It's not a bag. It's a pouch. This garment is really, it's just so beautiful. And I love how long it is, and I love how full it is. And according to nothing here says anything about chemical analysis, right? It looks like maybe they didn't do a chemical analysis of the dye stuff. So why is it they went with this stunning blue color? Because I love this blue. Do you know why?
The label says the reason they chose blue was based on a literary record called Sokdaejeon, which is a kind of law codes, law codes of Joseon dynasty.
And so those,
according to his rank as Jong-Ipum, so second degree military officer, wear Cholik, which is blue color. So based on that record, they produced this Cholik as blue.
It's beautiful. So we call, in the West, we refer to those as sumptuary laws because they regulate what everyone is allowed to wear, eat, buy furniture in the West.
A little bit different from sumptuary law.
Yeah.
This is kind of prescriptive, but sumptuary law is
not restrictive, but prescriptive.
proscriptive.
Right, got it.
So that's kind of a little different
Right,
difference.
that was-
it's dress regulation.
Right.
Sumptuary law is kind of just banning something. So,
Or limiting who can do what. So this was, so it would have been almost required then, is what you're saying, for him to actually wear a tolig of this color.
Yes.
Got it. Haha. Lucky him.
Sumptuary. The opposite of sumptuary.
Yes, the requirement laws. Yeah, not what you're, what you must wear, not what you mustn't wear. But it's interesting how every culture I've studied when it comes to fashion has some sort of code, some sort of requirements, either pro or against what you can or cannot wear. Everyone seems concerned with regulating how people dress.
Yeah. As early as we can find the dress regulation is 3rd century, Baekje Kingdom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Has that survived in the original 3rd century text, or has it been handed down in later code, in later histories?
The record in Samguk-sagi is written in, I believe, 15th century or 12th century. 12th century. Samguk-sagi. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And how, in your opinion, how accurate do you think that is when it talks about Baekje practices? Do you think that's pretty accurate, or do you think it's...
I think it's pretty accurate because it can cross-check with historical records written in China. So we always cross-check with Korean historical record with what is written in China. So yeah, Chinese people, they recorded history very early, from a very early period, like 2nd century or 3rd century.
Right.
So
and their records have mostly survived. Unlike other places in the world that keep burning down. Yeah, that's, I would never trust, in European history, I would never ever trust anything someone in the 12th century said about anything in the 3rd century. Never, never. I would assume it was imagination or fantasy. Yeah. That's pretty interesting. So these dress codes that are prescriptive, did they also, were there codes for women, or was it mostly just men?
Mostly men, mostly government officials.
Right.
Yeah. That's considered as state dress codes.
Got it. And so this didn't really, so how they dressed in their private time, was that also regulated or not?
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah, not really.
Right, that was more by custom.
More like ritual costume or like ceremonial.
Right.
Yeah, state ceremonies or something, state rituals.
Right.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
So
in
that
context.
So, and that's why graves like this are so important. Because they contain both, right? You've got the ceremonial garments, but you also have
daily wear.
Wear, which is, what any Joe Schmo would wear, or Che Schmo would wear when out and about. So yeah, are there any questions about this amazing garment? Yeah.
Make sure you tell them that we will answer the questions if they post them.
If you have questions, we will answer them, I promise. So the next layers, not the next layers, but other layers they have reproduced based on what was found. This style of keja seems to, the general shape seems to last for several centuries. It doesn't seem to change very much. Yes. What? Oh, sorry.
To the originals.
Right. So these are the originals. And again, I didn't see anything about dye stuff analysis, but I also didn't see an explanation even there about why they chose these colors. They seem very pale for this era.
I think the color choice here is pretty much arbitrary.
Got it.
Yeah.
That was my feeling as well. I didn't see anything there.
And kweja is this sleeveless outerwear, and 소창의 was worn under. So it has long sleeves. 소창이 has long sleeves, while 쾌자 has no sleeves. But yeah, you wear 소창이 first, and then 쾌자 is worn over.
And then under this, there would be other layers.
Yeah, there will be
what
저고리 and
right.
바지 or some other. I don't know if there's another layer of coat or robe style, long robe style, but yeah, there must be 저고리. 저고리 and 바지 must have been worn under.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So in the West in this era, everyone wears undergarments made of just plain linen, plain white linen, and those are the layers that are laundered. They they're boiled, they're turned white again, right? The underlayers, the layers against the skin that would be washed, would they have also been undyed white? What am I looking at? I'm moving. Would they have also been undyed white? Would they have been made of cotton or rami, or what was the typical underlayer?
Cotton or silk.
Right. Silk also.
Silk also. Yeah.
Wow.
Silk was the major material for aristocrat class.
Right.
But cotton became available since late 14th century.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were telling me that story about the stolen cotton seed.
Not stolen cotton seed,
smuggled.
but smuggled.
The smuggled cotton seed. That's a real fun story.
Yeah. In the late Goryeo period, one scholar went to Yuan Dynasty, China, and he found different species of cotton was growing, really popularly growing there, and then he hid some of the seeds in his cap of the brush cap, and then for the calligraphy for his own use, and then he came back and then he cultivated with his father-in-law, and then it's just spread ever since. The cotton spread out in late Goryeo period, and since then cotton became the major source of constructing daily wear.
Right. It's very
during the Joseon Dynasty.
You can wash cotton really easily, which makes it practical. So the undergarments that were made of silk, would they also be washed?
I believe so. Wow. Yeah. The water. Yeah, with water. Right.
Yeah, see, in the West, we don't wash silk things. We only wash the linen and cotton things, historically, because the laundering process was harsh, because everything had to be turned white again. So, fermented urine and lye and boiling and sunning and lots of stages to turn everything white again.
Amazing.
Yeah, if you did that to silk, it would not be happy. What was this cotton that they brought from this special cotton? Was it different from cotton in India or in other places?
I believe so. It's different.
Right.
Yeah, it's different and grow different. And before the Goryeo Dynasty, there was indigenous cotton in Korea.
Right.
But the production was very limited.
Right.
So that is the Goryeo Dynasty cotton imported from China. It's kind of huge revolution in dress everything. Culture.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that not all fibers are the same. Right? Not all wool is the same. You have short staple and you've got long staple. And if it's long staple, that means that the raw fibers start longer, which means you can get higher quality thread, higher quality fabric out of it. So maybe the cotton brought in the Goryeo Dynasty was this longer staple cotton, maybe.
I believe so.
Yeah, that would be a big difference. Yeah, so Korea was using cotton a long time in their fabrics before Europe was. In Europe, we used cotton for stuffing things. So we would use it as the padding, but as cotton wool, it wasn't, or it was woven with linen sometimes, but it didn't become a major fabric until the 18th century in Europe for whatever reason. Yeah. Yeah, these garments are just lovely. And again, I guess the long sleeves are another method of conspicuous consumption.
Right.
You would say,
Right.
this is the Audi of the 17th century garment world. Now, this technique, this nubi, as they say in Korean, the quilting, that's not a summer garment, right? That's probably intended for winter. Do you think, or was nubi worn year round?
For winter,
Yeah,
of course.
So, yeah.
Aren't you wearing
In
your clothes?
summer.
I am wearing a nubi jogori under this. Yeah, because it's cold.
Viewers want to
Yeah.
see.
See?
Oh, it's really finely
Yeah,
quilted.
it's very finely
Yeah, the width, I assume the width is like less than 2 millimeter.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's nice and narrow.
Oh, I see.
I got this at a secondhand market for 10,000 for Manon for 10,000 won. Yeah. It has the Hanbok too. I didn't think to wear it today. I should have. It would have been. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yep, there we go. Perfect. So this is daily wear. These garments probably not prescribed by the codes, right? But the cholik was prescribed by the codes.
Yes.
Interesting. So this is more like a uniform kind of. It's part of his official dress as a soldier.
Yes.
So scholars don't wear the cholik, correct?
Some
Not in that color.
I have to check, but cholik was worn by both civil officials and military officials. Yeah.
It's a beautiful garment. I'd wear it every day. So one of the things, the information in this exhibit was really, actually for me, eye-opening, almost more so than the garments themselves, because I now understand about funerary rites so much more. So why are there so many garments in these coffins? Any archaeology report that I've read about a coffin being exhumed and excavated is that there's lots of clothes. Why? Why do that?
That's because of the Neo-Confucian burial practice.
Right.
So one was wrapped with lots of layers of clothes, which is the deceased own clothes.
Right.
When the deceased had the most heydays in his life, and he is buried wearing that, remembering that heyday.
Right.
So he was wrapped with lots of layers of clothes and ensembles. And then if there's space, the living people prepared his other clothes to fill the coffin. And then still there's a space, so some textile, just not clothes, textiles cover the deceased wrapped body, and then you will find still spaces, and then some of the family members or relatives can contribute their garments. So you can find some, even though the deceased was the man, you can find some female clothes as well, or some small clothes as well. So that can be identified as the family members' clothes.
Right.
Or
there was an exhibit,
friends and relatives.
There was an exhibit last year at the Daegu National Museum on footwear, and it actually had from the 16th century a garment that the woman had put into her husband's. It was her jogori, right? Her joksan, I think, actually. She put, that's the most intimate layer, right? That's the layer that's against her skin, and she put that in her husband's coffin. And I thought that was, and she'd actually written something on the collar, right, a devotional, you know, maybe be reunited together in the afterlife or something like that. It was really beautiful.
Yeah. In Andong University Museum, there's shoes made out of the wife's hair.
Oh yes, I saw those too. They were at that exhibit.
Yeah, that's.
Oh my gosh, it was so. I got goosebumps.
Yeah,
I got goosebumps.
And she wrote a letter.
She wrote a letter.
To her husband. It's very touching message.
It is. It was.
It's so poetic, and it expresses her love to her husband so elegantly, and it just gives.
Every time I see the eye, I get my skin gets goosebumps.
And she made her, the shoes made out of her hair.
Out of her hair, so that he could walk on her hair in eternity. Yeah, it was, you know, people always talk about, oh, well, in the past, there was no love in a marriage. That's not true.
No,
not
it's
true
not
at
true.
all.
Yeah.
You don't cut your hair and make shoes because you.
Their love was much more sublime than. Yeah.
Sorry, handsome, I'm not cutting my hair and making you shoes. If you die, you don't get hair shoes.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah, so here we have, speaking of funerary garments, but also not funerary garments. So this amazing white robe, as we would say in English, this is actually called a shimi.
Yes,
yeah,
shimi. Scholar, yes, Confucian scholar's robe.
Yeah, this what I didn't think to look for before, but this exhibit really made me look, was the symbolism. According to the description, the square neckline combined with the round of the sleeves is supposed to encapsulate the Confucian belief about the earth and the heaven. Right?
Their cosmology,
right. Yeah. And I never thought about incorporating my cosmology into my garments, but here it is. The heavens are round, right, and the earth is square. I've seen it in architecture. Of course, all the royal palaces have the cosmology sort of built into them, yeah. But this is a really amazing garment. And the funerary texts, the ritual books that talk about the 5 stages of life, the rituals for the 5 stages of life, talk about this has to have 12 panels to represent the 12 months.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the sleeve area is composed of 4 pieces that symbolize 4 seasons. So 4 seasons and 12 months.
And the earth and the heavens, all in one garment. That's a very heavy garment.
And some literary records says the black binding represents filial piety to one's parents. Yeah.
So black in this case is obviously a very auspicious color instead of what it often is in the West, inauspicious. The color of filial piety is black. That is interesting.
And Susan says hi.
Hi, Susan. Welcome.
Guess who wasn't notified by you?
Susan is one of my super followers. She loves your work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thank you
Susan,
so much.
this is Minji, just so you know. She's wonderful.
Thank you so much.
You were going to say.
If you look closely, the tying method of ribbon, it's different from Western style tying of ribbon. So it is both ties. It's not like one-sided bow.
Right.
It has 2 bows,
but
the way they tie is different.
It looks very complicated.
Yeah, very complicated way of tying.
That looks like a Gordian knot. So this tie, this is also a scholar's robe, so it's not just a funeral robe, it's also a scholar's robe. So the scholars would do that knot every day when they got dressed?
I believe so.
Wow, that's dedication to your cause.
But sometimes they get help from their servants.
Yeah, as they did in the West also.
Makes sense.
Now the secondary, the
Braided,
pendant,
yeah.
yes. What
It's braided.
What
yeah.
does that signify? Is that
It's
is it just decorative, or is
Yeah.
there some kind of meaning?
different colors have different symbolism, and usually 5 major colors.
Yeah, I think these are the 5 major colors.
Yeah, if they used 5 major
Yes,
colors,
yellow, white,
cardinal
green,
colors, then yeah, it's the 5 cardinal colors are red, black, blue, white, yellow.
Right.
So if they combine all together, they have all 5 elements in universe.
Right.
So you have everything. So
This garment has it all.
balanced.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's got the heavens, it's got the earth, the filial piety, the 4 seasons, the 12 months. Is the knot, the complex knot, does that represent something?
I never learned about it,
just
but
the complexity of the cosmos.
yeah, but the kind of the portraits show the way it is tied.
Right.
So I don't know. That's why they display in this shape.
Say hi to James and Crazy Rabbit.
James Crazy Rabbit, welcome back.
James and Crazy Rabbit.
And yes, sorry, but I know James and Crazy Rabbit are 2 different people. So the fabric that they've chosen for this, it looks to me like a heavy silk satin. Is that defined in the ritual books, or is that just a fashion choice?
I believe this is the most popular silk
Right.
of the time.
It's a beautiful
Yeah.
silk. I love it.
It's plain. No, it's
It's a satin weave.
satin weave.
Yeah, satin weave.
Satin weave.
Yeah, it's a satin weave. But of course, you know what? I don't know about
This
you.
is satin weave, but usually plain weave silk was most popular.
Plain
of
weave
the
silk was
time,
most
yeah.
popular, right? Because of probably because of modesty. Was it because by the mid Joseon they're starting to? My understanding is by the 18th century, fabrics are simplifying. They're trying to make simpler, more modest choices.
Yes. And we talked about Ju.
Right.
Yeah. So Ju is plain weave silk.
Is the plain weave silk specifically, right? So Korean has, you can tell that something is important in a language when it has a lot of words for it. Korean has a lot of different words for silk, depending on the weave and the ornamentation.
Yeah.
Whereas in English, we just have words for a kind of weave, and it can be any fiber. We don't have special words for all these wonderful silks.
So laid out like this, it kind of looks angelic, or like a bird flying.
It does.
Soft and airy.
So you often see these robes, all these different layers hung on these bars, like there and there too. Is that how they would have actually been stored? Is there evidence of them being stored this way?
No, we usually fold it and then put it in the chest.
Right.
Yeah. We don't have like something hanger, or we call it hanger or something you find in Japanese culture.
Right.
But just, if there's a bar, everyone can use as a hanger for
Right.
clothes. Not specifically,
Right, not a special,
not a special
one.
type, yeah.
Yeah, question?
This James said I feel like I'm in the sky with this attire.
Yeah, it says it feels very angelic. It really does. White is also a form of conspicuous consumption because white is hard to keep clean, right? So just having a white top garment is very brave.
Yeah, a lot of Korean garments are white because, sometimes it's hard to dye.
Right.
Yeah, dye takes long time, and it's hard to find dye material as well.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive. So a lot of Korean garments are white. Yeah.
I dare not wear white. It will not be white for long. It will not, no. So let me see. So over here, I wanted to show you all one of these ritual books. So this book, you were telling me about the original comes from China.
Yes.
But this has been adapted for Joseon,
Yes.
this particular one. So what are the 5 stages of life that these rituals concern? It was coming of age ceremony, then
marriage, and funeral, and ancestral veneration ceremony. Those are 1, 2, 3, 4. Four rituals.
right. So it's very interesting that half of those involve being dead. The ancestral rites and the funeral are
For
post-life,
the dead, yeah,
post-life
post-life,
ceremonies, which is interesting. I find some places in the West have both funeral rites and then ancestral rites, like in Mexico. One of the from actually the Mayan and the Aztecs, right? They actually have the Day of the Dead when they go and basically do a kind of ceremony at the tomb of their dead, right? They have a feast. So it's funny how not everyone in the world does that, but some different cultures in different places have decided we must go connect with our ancestors. Let's go give them food and drink.
That's what everybody wants.
That's what everyone wants. So the question, we got a good question. Scholars, did they have a spiritual role in Joseon, or was it pure scholarship, pure academics? So like priestly role, did they, I mean, that my understanding is not so much priestly, but maybe in terms of morality?
Yes, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, they had different schools that instruct Confucianism,
Right.
and Neo-Confucianism by Jushi.
Right.
And their role was kind of spread their instruction,
Right.
inculcation.
Right, yeah. Their horrible way of thinking. Yeah, it's not horrible. There's good things about Neo-Confucianism, but there's also not so good
Not
things.
so good,
If you're a woman,
yeah.
it's terrible. It's the worst thing for women. And if you're poor, it's terrible.
And everything has they think everything has an order, and everything has kind of propriety that governs all the lifestyle, and even the design of clothes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's actually I have theorized that Neo-Confucianism is actually the downfall of Korea. Like it leads to the technological decline, the military decline, the social decline, the economic decline. It's all. But before that, Korea's booming, right? All the kingdoms. Then it's all downhill from there. It's very sad. Question?
Language and geometry combined in the book, saying that the writing on the right-hand side seems to mimic the shape of the clothing almost.
Oh, that is interesting. I didn't see that. Right, you can see the T and then the body and then the the skirt, the bodice. I wanted to touch the book, but it's an old book.
I
think
guess that's not about clothes.
Yeah, that's a ceremony.
The right page is not about the clothes. It's the structure of the ceremonial space.
Where everything's supposed to be placed.
And the people too, I think.
The left page is telling about the shimui, the scholar's robe.
And I thought this was really interesting. I've seen these diagrams before in Daegu National Museum, where apparently I live. And I thought, well, this garment must be made exactly like this. But this garment is not made exactly like that. There are differences.
Different style. And perhaps this one has some historical record, or some Joseon Dynasty books also described or illustrated the shape of this shimi as well.
Right.
So the design of shimi vary.
Right. It's not quite
a little bit different, but it's not exactly the same. All the shimis are not exactly the same.
Which surprised me, because I just assumed if it's Neo-Confucian, it must be exactly same, but not necessarily. But the official robes, so the like the dalyong of the court, that looks like it doesn't ever change for 400 years. It looks exactly.
No,
I mean,
it changed also. It also changed.
Did it?
The
Okay.
officials' uniform,
Right.
dalyong, also changed according to the fashion trend.
So even though-
sometimes the neckband, round neckband was very loose. Sometimes it's close to
Very
the
tight.
neck, and sometimes the sleeves width is narrow and sometimes wide, and and sometimes it has side gusset.
Right,
And
I've seen the
sometimes
side
the side gussets get disappeared as the time period goes to the later period. So it's very fascinating to see the fashion trend in dalyong as well.
Right, even in the official garments. Was like this, was the shape of the dalyong also prescribed, or just the shape but not the details?
The details are not really recorded.
Right.
Yeah, but sometimes the color or some big changes are recorded in
Right.
the historical.
The historical record.
Yeah.
The stages of life that the ceremonies.
Oh, the stages of life, yeah. Here,
Okay,
why
the
don't we-
first is the coming of age. Second is the marriage. Third is the funeral. Fourth is the ancestral veneration ceremony.
Which in Korea, I have many friends who still participate in ancestral rites.
Still,
Yeah, Chuseok, Solal, and then the
Chesak,
death of the the deathiversary, as I call it, the Chesak. Yeah. So 3 times a year, you go. These friends they cook. They spend what? Thumbs up. Oh yeah! Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe, everyone. Yeah, they 3 times a year they spend 3 days cooking, and then go out to the mountain, have the ritual, and then go home again. Yeah, the Tesak. Yeah, it's very, very different. Do you still honor those rituals in your family? My Christian friends don't do it so much.
my family used to do it, but it's been 2 to 3 years that they stopped doing it anymore.
Yeah, it's exhausting. It's like having Thanksgiving 3 times a year, basically.
Right.
Exhausting.
That's when you get 20 hours of cooking for 10 minutes of ceremony.
Was there a ceremony for passing the exams that scribes had to take?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Was there was a ceremony for that? Wait, when you say ceremony, do you mean a celebration, or do you mean an immatriculation into the official scholarship? Because those are 2 different things.
It says for passing the exams.
For passing the
I'm guessing
exams.
it's after the exams have been taken.
Perhaps the neighborhood of the passer,
Right.
passer's neighborhood probably celebrate together, but I don't know anything further than that. And if you got the first passer, the top score,
Right.
if you hit the top score, that's really a big feast
Right.
in his village. Yeah.
Right. And so those of you who've watched period K-dramas may have heard some of the officials arguing over who
got the first
exactly
place.
who got the best score. Yeah, that would put that in context. Yeah, the thing is that of course the system of taking a test to enter government service predates Neo-Confucianism, so that's outside of the scope of the Confucian rites, because it was in Shilla when they first started with the exams.
It started in Goryeo period, Goryeo dynasty. The system came from China,
Right.
from Song dynasty, and Goryeo adopted that system, and ever since that really dominated the society.
God, it still dominates to this
still
day.
dominates,
Yeah. Tests.
Yeah, tests.
We saw the tomb of the one person that they said ran the first exams, didn't we?
Yeah, we were there, and when we were in Gyeongju, yeah. Yeah. Well, are there any other questions?
Sue said both for the ceremonies, but I think you covered that pretty well.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
caught
Well,
up.
we'll just give you one last look at these beautiful reconstructed garments that of once, like 3 of the 75 that were found in his tomb. One final look before we go get lunch because we're hungry. It's freezing cold here. It's supposed to snow today. Do you know that?
Really?
Yeah. Like not like big snow, a little snow.
Okay.
Yeah. I miss Daegu. It's warm. It's so much warmer in Daegu than it is here. So everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. And I would particularly like to thank Dr. Kim Min-ji for being so gracious as to do this live. She was so nervous. Her English is perfect, but she's, of course, like all Koreans, thinks her English isn't. So I think I speak for all of us when I say this has been fantastic, and it's been wonderful to have your amazing trove of knowledge just accessible for all my stupid questions.
Yeah, it's also a great pleasure to meet your audience, and yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, this has been great. Stay tuned for more from Minji and myself over the coming whatever. This is the start of our journey together, and we're planning to continue onwards. So everyone, if you had questions and we didn't answer them, pop them in the comments and I'll make sure I get the correct answer for you. Otherwise, until next time, everyone, may your adventures and explorations be creative. Bye.
See you next time.
Oh, I miss Korea so much.